Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Irene, and I'm a fashion designer based in Ghana. So, in today's video, we will be learning how to make this elegant kente beading. So, don't forget, stay tuned and enjoy. Let me introduce you to this wonderful gadget. It is one of the best gadgets that will help you achieve a lot of things in the shortest possible time. And here it is, bead and spin. I have them in stock, so you can send me a message on WhatsApp to get yourself one. It will help you to achieve a lot of things in the shortest possible time. So these are the materials that I used. I used the bead and spin. It was one of the tools I used. I got my crystals and bicones. It can be in different shapes, but this was the shape I used. These are the bicones I use. So the Bicone basically comes in strings. As you can see, if this is your first time on this channel, this is a channel where you learn a lot of things about kente beading and you watch a lot of behind the scenes of most of the projects I make. So you get your needle, you pass it through your kente, as you can see me doing, but hey, I really do not cut my thread. People keeps on asking why I just don't cut the thread. There is no need for you to cut the thread when you can use it again. So just don't cut it, okay? Save it on it, just like that. So you pass through your kente, get the amount of bead you would prefer to use. I didn't actually use a specific number, as in like the 222 throughout or 333 throughout. I was just using getting the bicones interchangeably with any number that I felt was fine. I just got that and I filled it up on the kente. So you pass your beading through your kente, but you try your best to make sure that the spaces you are leaving in between is very similar. If not the same, make sure you maintain the same or exact spaces so that you can get an even work. Okay, that is the main purpose of doing the whole thing. You try your best to make sure you get an even work. So it is always best that you can actually use a specific measurement for your spacing, as you can see me doing. You also try your best to make sure that your thread and needle doesn't pass through the lining of the threads that has already been sewn. If it has not been sewn, it's fine, but if it has been sewn, you try your best to make sure you bead on the kente and don't attach your lining to it, so that at the end of the day you would have a very nicer and appealing look from the inside as well. Okay, so you get your bead and spin, you spin it for it to fill the beads on the needle. Okay, and then you pass it through your kente like that with the shortest distance in between, like that. Yeah, that is it. So you come to the back, and I always try my best to start from the midpoint. Okay, so that that's what I do. You just start from the midpoint and you'll be going sideways gradually, and it helps makes your work look more unique. Okay, when you start from a different side, it might just not it doesn't work for me, so I try my best to start from the middle, so that if I'm going to the left side, the next time I'm doing another beading, I'll actually go to the right side. That is what I do, so that I can get the uniqueness in each side of it at that moment that I need to get. So I fill my needle with all the crystals and all the bicones. I think it'll be fine, and then I come back to the kente, pull it on the kente. Okay, so let's take a critical look at this. Okay, after you fill it all out with your crystals or your bicones, you pull them down. Okay, and you make sure you actually check the measurement where it falls perfectly, and then you pass your needle through that measurement. Okay, and always remember to get a measurement or a length of thread that you can manipulate, or else you're gonna spend quadrillion times sitting there, untying chairs and tangle chairs. You don't want to be doing that. So try your best to get a length that you will be able to maneuver your way around. Okay, so you pass it through like that. Yeah, that is it. So we're actually working on the body nets right now at the moment. It is always best to get a shade of the net you're working around. Okay. So you pick your crystals or bicones, but I was using bicones here in the sections. And yes, I picked two crystals, and that is what I did. But here the spaces were quite not that big, but it was not that small as well. So the intervals were quite, maximum, not that too small, not that too little. So that is what you see me doing here in the sections. Yes, I pick two crystals, and I did that throughout. That is what I did throughout. So that is what you see me doing here. I chose the thread over the fishing wire because fishing wires are quite rigid. It actually directs you, but when it comes to working around body net, it's always best to use the thread since the thread is quite softer than the body net. Sorry, the thread is quite softer, just like the body net. So it really works perfectly with each other. But if you decide to use a fishing wire with a body net, that becomes a whole different thing. It just gives it a whole different effect. And that is not the effect I wanted. I wanted to get that smooth effect. That is the reason why I actually used the sewing thread over the fishing wire, as you can see me doing here. And I actually use the systemic, like the two crystals throughout. And here is when I actually added a clasp back to the hands. Okay, so here I'm placing them on it so that I could get an idea of where I would be sewing each, and the places where I will be adding shades, different shapes and stuff. I'm just trying to get them. Yeah, so with this clap back, this is how it looks like. It always has four holes like that, the opposite sides like that. So you pass it through you pass it through your kente based on the intervals of it to the other section. Okay, and then you also pass it through the same class, but it always has four holes. Okay, so you can either go on through it through like vertically or diagonally, whichever horizontally, sorry, whichever way that you find it fine with you. So that is what you see me doing here. And this section to actually use the thread, of which I should have actually used like the fishing wire because this was quite hard and the fishing wire was hard, so it would have really connected. But I still ended up using the thread because I had enough thread on the needle and just wouldn't have any positive or negative effect on it. So that is the reason why I chose the thread and not the fishing wire. Yes, so here in this section, you can see me sewing it on it and passing it through. She gets it, yeah, you pass it through and get to that other section like that. And it is always best to do that. But hey, I am open for all your others. If you want me to sew your kente for you, I'm down for that. If you want us to do beading on your kente for you, we are down for that. Kindly do send us a message on WhatsApp. Okay, send me a message on WhatsApp. The link is in the description. And don't forget to connect with me on other social media platforms so that we get to know ourselves more. Okay, don't forget to do that. Kindly do send me a message on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just let us connect there. Okay. Yes, so you pass it through like that, okay, to the next section like that, but be extra careful you don't hurt yourself. Okay, yes, you pass it through based on the intervals of the holes. That is when you're going to be using this. So this is what you see me doing. I wanted to just follow a specific pattern that I created with the ones I placed on. So that is why you see me doing here in this section. You pass them through like that, and yes, you pass it through to the other section. Yep. So this is how it is looking like. Yes, this is how it looked like after everything was sewn in it. I decided to reduce the amounts that I used on it, but can you see it? You can see like them protruding and stuff like that. That is what you have to try to achieve. It makes the work can you look nicer on the outside and neater on the inside. Who doesn't want that? Everyone wants that. So let's just try and achieve that at the end of the day. Yep, so here in this section, we were almost done with the whole beading. We were almost through with it, and this is what you see us doing here. Okay, trying our best to fill all the gaps and following the patterns on the left side with the right side, just like that. We wanted to achieve the same thing, so we were doing that. Okay, so you pass it through it, but when you get to where the breast is, you try your best to make sure you follow the pattern of the breast. You get it? Okay, you raise it a little bit so that it would not be so tight, and then when the person wears it, there will be a lot of folds at the end of it. No, you try your best to straighten it up when you are applying it so that it wouldn't have effect on it when the person wears it, because if it doesn't get positioned well, it might actually make it a little, get some folds beneath it, and that is what you have to try to, you have to try not to get that. Okay, you're trying our best not to get that. So when you get to the section where like the breast is, that is like the hippie part is, you try to follow how it has been sewn so that there cannot be any forces or like false forces to just mess up the whole kente and the look of it. So you try your best to maneuver your way around it and achieve it as it has been sewn so that there will be no forces and no folds when the person wears it. Okay, because when it is lying down like that, there will be folds, but when the person wears it, there shouldn't be folds. So you have to straighten them up and make sure that you are getting nothing but the perfect results that you will need. Okay, yep, so this is what you see as achieving here. And here in this section, we are almost through with it, but don't forget to get the final glimpse of how it looks. So this was how the whole neckline looked, and this is how the whole top was beaded, and this is how the slit looks. So elegant. Thank you so much for trusting us and watching till the end. Thank you. Have a lovely weekend. XOXO kisses. Don't forget to watch the next video. Click right to the left or right to get it. Subscribe for more amazing videos. Kisses.